Hello there, James here. How you guys doing? Hope you enjoyed the previous videos on my tour around Ohio. Anyway, this topic is going to be about immigrants, black immigrants, and how some feel, and some people saying that they not identify as black. But I'm going to let you hear this story, and I'll be back with my commentary. Shoot.
Hello, this is Lady Boulay, and I hope you're having a most marvelous day. Thank you for your support. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. Thank you for your thumbs up, for your comments, and thank you for sharing the videos. Thank you for all you do to support the channel, and we are commanded to love one another. My voice is still not back right, so I'm going to be quick, but I just wanted to make this video about black immigrants continuing to come on social media platforms saying they are not black.
Building and protecting wealth is more daunting than ever. Amid global
immigrants continuing to come on social media platforms saying they are not black.
I don't care if I'm the first person to say this, but us Somalis are not black. There's a difference between African and black. Let me ask you a question. Are Moroccans and Egyptians black? Tradition, our history, our culture are so much more different compared to these other countries that are actually black. Joshua Bill, if you're not black, what are you? I'm Somali.
Well, first of all, nobody really cares that they're not black, but what they need to understand is that when they come to America, they don't get to say whether they're black or not. We look at you and we decide what you are. If you don't want to be black, don't come to the United States. They say, well, you're imposing identities on you. Well, yeah, we are, because it was imposed on us. Blackness was imposed on us based on what we look like. It didn't have anything to do with anything other than what we look like. And when you come here looking like black Americans, you are black. Now, we don't care what you call yourself or whether you think you're black or not. And as far as people like the Somalis, if you look like an Arab, nobody would call you black. The reason you're being called black is because you look like a black person. We know what Arabs look like, and they don't look like you, and you don't look like them. Even if you can speak Arab, even if you've lived among Arabs, that still doesn't make you an Arab. Same thing with the Dominicans. The only reason anybody is calling you black is because you look black. Nobody cares how you identify. If you come to the United States looking like a black person, you're black. If you don't want to be black, don't come to the United States. We are not going to be running around here tiptoeing around you because of how you want to identify. Stay in Somalia and be a Somali. Come to the United States, you're going to be black. Stay in the Dominican Republic and be a Dominican. Come to the United States and you're going to be black. If you look like a Latino, we're going to call you a Latino. If you look like an Arab, you will be called an Arab. If you look like an Indian, you will be called an Indian. If you look like a Chinese, you will be called a Chinese. If you look like a black person, you're going to be called a black person. If you don't like it, stay where you are. We are not going to tiptoe around you trying to regulate ourselves so you'll feel right. Because nobody cared about how we felt. We didn't want to lose our culture. We didn't want to lose our language. We didn't want to lose our land. We didn't want to lose our freedom. But we didn't have a choice in it, and you don't either. Stop whining to us about being a Somali. You're not even courageous enough to be a Somali. Because if you were, you would have stayed your ass in Somalia and not come running to the United States begging for food stamps and welfare and a project to live in. So don't even play with us, because we're not even to be played with like that. We need to get this straight once and for all. We are sick and tired of you immigrants trying to disrespect us. This is our country. We suffered and sacrificed to make this country work and to make it what it is. And you ran away from your country to come to this country because you were looking for an easier life. We had to build this country from the ground up. So you don't come over here telling us what you're not. You come over here and listen to what we tell you that you are. And if you don't want to be that, then you need to haul ass right back where you came from. The same thing goes for the Dominicans, the Puerto Ricans, and all the rest of them who come over here with this ass on their shoulder attitude that I'm not black. No, you're not good enough to be a black person because you don't have any guts. You don't have the courage to stay where you are and build where you are. You run all the time. You're runners. Cowards run. Brave people stand and fight. Black Americans built a marvelous economy here in the United States, and all of these conveniences that you enjoy when you get to the United States, many of them were put in place by black people, including discoveries in medicine and inventions in technology. We have accomplished more than all of you runners put together. And you have the audacity to come here trying to act like you're something special when you haven't accomplished anything in your own homeland. But you come running over here thinking you're going to get some kind of preferential treatment. White people haven't told you you were going to get any preferential treatment. They haven't told you that you were going to be able to identify with them. They didn't tell you that because they know that they don't see you that way. They see you just like we see you. If you look black, you're black. If you look like a Latino, then you can be a Latino. But you need to be a Latino, not an Afro-Latino, because if you're Afro, if we see the Afro in it, then we see the black in it. Okay, so we need to bottom line this. Black Americans can see. We can see what you look like, and we can see what we look like. We know how the world looks at us, and we know how the world looks at you. So what you're trying to do is bully black Americans into not calling it what we see it. Maybe you hope that other people won't call you black too. But we all see you for what you are, and nobody is going to tiptoe around you. Nobody cares how you feel about it, because America doesn't care about how anybody else feels. America doesn't care about how you feel, and America doesn't care about how we feel. So your feelings are no more important than ours. So let's be very, very clear. Black Americans did not like being called black, nigger, negro, coon, monkey, none of that. We didn't like being called any of that. And it didn't make any difference to anybody how we felt about it. They still called us those names. Now all of a sudden, we're supposed to be so respectful of how you feel. Well, that's just not how it works. And anyway, some of y'all are ridiculous. You will run out of your own country, the country where people would have respected what you wanted to be called. So stay in your own country. That's how you do it. Don't come to somebody else's country and try to change the way they do things. Stay where people do things the way you want them done. And then you're going to come here and tell us that our eyes are fooling us. That what we say we're looking at is not what we're looking at. The only reason anybody's calling you black is because you look black. The only reason anybody is not calling you an Arab is because you don't look like an Arab. That's the way it works in America. It's really not how you want it to be, it's how it is. And this is how it is. So we couldn't go to anybody and say, well, don't call us this because we want to be that. We couldn't do that. And you're not going to do it we're not trying to identify you. You identify yourself. You identify yourself. So everybody, we all listen to smart ass remarks about what black Americans are the same, what we do. We're going to do it like we do it. That's how we do it in the United States. That's how we do it. We call it like we see it. If we see a black person, we call it a black person. If we see a white person, we call it a white person. That's how we do it. You don't like it? The same thing that brought you across that ocean will take you right back across that ocean where people will call you what you want to be called. But as long as you stay here, we're going to call you whatever we want to call you. Got it? Okay, my voice is about to go out. So thank you for listening, everybody. Subscribe to the channel, give me a thumbs up, leave a comment, share the video, and as always, have a great day.
Wow.
Astapro. No allergy spray is faster. Steroid-free allergy relief that starts...
So we got one of our brothers here that's going to talk about some of the identity issues that are with the brothers and sisters out there in Somalia. Now, let me state this up front. Of course, this does not apply to every Somali person. I'm going to repeat that again. What this brother is about to say doesn't apply to every Somali person. I've met a few Somali people who understand they are Africans. They are a part of the family. I get that. But unfortunately, and I've seen this a lot in Twitter spaces more than anywhere else, and also Clubhouse, you have some Somalis that really don't think they're Africans, and some of them have some very anti-black words to even say about black Americans. But let's go on and roll with this brother has to say.
Somalis deny Africanity. They do not want to be identified as African. They want to be Arabs. And the Arabs are pushing them. There's a dilemma here. You see, there's identity crisis here. I don't have identity crisis. I'm an African, and there are so many Africans in Africa. I don't have identity crisis. You can call me whatever you want. But I have identity. You do not have identity now because the Arabs have refused you. They are telling you, ya Abid. And you're better off to accept me as your brother rather than going to an Arab.
Now, part about what I do more than anybody else, I'm going to challenge your mindset. I'm going to challenge identity. I'm going to challenge these things. Because when we have people who feel they're not African and they're on the African continent and thinking you are an Arab, but yet they call you, as the brother said, Abid, and Abid is a slave. That's the words they will call. But yet you have some, not all, but some Somalis will call black Americans slurs like Jareer and things like that, right? I mean, you can call us Jareer all you want. It doesn't matter to me. I mean, because, we don't really want to go there by trying to roast each other. We don't want to do that. But what I'm saying is, when you have an identity crisis and don't say, you're an African, listen, whatever religion that you have to be an African, right? But the problem is, when you say, I'm not even an African, I'm this, then when they come over here, see, this is the problem. I got us to link it back to America. When they come here, they don't mind saying, I don't want to be around the blacks, because I'm not black, right? But remember Muhammad Noor. Muhammad Noor was the Minnesota police officer that shot one time to the white female, Justine Rudzik. And truly, I believe it was an accident. He didn't intend to do that. He didn't shoot her 17 times. But America let Muhammad Noor and the Somali community in Minnesota understand that in this country, you will be treated like an enemy. And I remember seeing protests where they was talking about Black Lives Matter, but a lot of them didn't say they were black. A lot of them don't want to identify as black. But one thing this country will let you know, and the white supremacists here, they will give you a crash course education that, oh yes, you're an African, and we're going to treat you as such. As long as you don't do nothing to us, and do our bidding, then yeah, we'll let you get away with a few more things than maybe the Black American. But don't get it twisted. You understand? And it's just crazy to hear how some of them speak. Some, not all, speak and have this anti-black racism. I mean, some of them are so freaking racist, like a white supremacist. You understand what I'm saying? And you looking at them like, you're darker than me. And you sit up here trying to call me names? Like, really? I'm like, do we want to go there? Like, come on now. So what the brother said is right. You do better identifying with him and saying you are an African than trying to identify with an Arab. Some of them, not all, some of them really believe they're Arabs, which is crazy. The same people who had them in slavery now, who forced them to convert to Islam. But let me know what y'all think, what this brother has to say, because like I said, no, you don't have to send me 1,000 messages, call me names, because all I'm going to do is block you. The fact is, you just have an identity crisis, those of you who feel that way. And, but one thing about living in this country, you'll find out the hard way.
Yup.
Hey guys, welcome to the channel. If you're new here, it's Dangire. Thank you for coming. And as always, the subscribers, thank you for the love, the support, the encouragement. Always and will always mean a lot to me. Thank you so much. Well guys, in today's video, this is something that I've been tagged in by a lot of people on TikTok, on Instagram. I mean, why not talk about it? But yeah, before I even say anything about it, first watch this clip and then let's talk about it.
I don't care if I'm the first person to say this, but us Somalis are not black. There's a difference between African and black. Let me ask you a question. Are Moroccans and Egyptians black? Tradition, our history, our culture are so much more different compared to these other countries that are actually black. Joshua Bill, if you're not black, what are you? I'm Somali. Let me ask you a question. If you were to see a very dark Indian man, would he be identified as a black person or just an Indian?
My black people, please stop asking me. Stop telling me I'm African. I am not. I am Somali. That is my ethnicity. Africa is a continent. I am from the continent of Africa, but I am Somali ethnic.
This is one of those moments where if you get it, you get it. If you don't, I'm going to tell you. Once you get to this part of history, you will understand why certain people make the certain videos that they make. He said, black people, Abantu. He said, stop telling me I'm African. I am not. I am Somali. A humanoid from South Africa is South African, but they're not African. Humanoids in Egypt are Egyptian, but they're not African. Like my sister Tracy would say, when people show you their true colors, believe them. It's not just a cliche saying. It really means when they show you their true colors, as in who they really are. This is why in Somalia, I'm sure you can find documentaries where a lot of them say that they're Arab. They're also the ones who incite a lot of confusion within the black community. A lot of them will be telling us, you South Africans aren't even from the cradle of humankind, it's actually in Ethiopia. Or they'll tell African Americans, you guys are not even black, you guys are like this, you guys are like that. Listen to them when they acknowledge Uguti, they are not Abantu.
I don't care if I'm the first person to say this, but us Somalis are not.
And who cares that you are not black? We all know that most of these Somalis, they suffer from identity crisis. See, when somebody robs you of your culture, heritage, and norms, you get what we call identity crisis. When the Arabs came to us, East Africa, they introduced Arabic and Islam, and they robbed us clean of everything that we knew, our culture, our heritage, our norms, our names, name it, and they gave us Arabic. And now, most of these North Africans like Sudan and Somalis and Eritreans, they identify as Arabs. They confuse ethnicity for a race. Like your race is your black or brown, your ethnicity is your Somali. But they say, no, we're not black, we are white, we are Arabs, we are this. If you sleep in a garage, you don't become a cop. Just because you feel you speak Arabic and you whatever you feel like you're Arab, you're not Arab. You are black and you are African, and that's it.
Get involved because I'm a grown-ass person and I've got work to do.
on that though. What do you mean?
They make videos like, what race that you would not date, and they're like Somalis. I'm like, but we are black, so how can you?
Do you know what's deep though? Should I tell you why that is though?
because you see, like with black ancestry, if you go back in history, there's like literally more or less two lineages, which is like Shem and Ham. So it's like this is like prophetic. So obviously they're both black, but they're just different types of black. Because it's like cousins. Do you know what I mean? So like when you go towards West Africa, obviously their features are slightly different to like East Africa, because there's just two different lineages. So when like Jamaicans or Nigerians are like, oh, you lot ain't black, it's like, you ain't are black. That's what they're trying to say. It's like, do you know what I mean? You're not black. Like when you look at Sudanese people, you know, they it's just a different type of look. So obviously that's why they just see it as, nah, you're not the same kind of.
Well guys, as you've seen in the video, this is a Somali man who came out and said he doesn't see himself as a black man, like he should not be called a black man. He's not black, he's just Somali. And I think I've pretty much had a lot of Somali people, not all of them, but a number of them come on the internet and say the same thing, that just Somalis, they're not black. And it's funny to me because some of them that actually say that thing of they are not black.
Empowerment. Power to.
Oh, sorry about that. I accidentally hit the doggone. Yeah, but anyway, yeah, it's really interesting. Let me go back to that video.
Hey guys, welcome to the channel. If you're new
Sorry
here,
about
it's Dangire. Thank you for coming. Europe and USA, you will automatically be seen as a black person. So when this man comes out as a Somali and he's like, I am not black, I'm just Somali. But in actual sense, if he ever committed any crime in America or UK or, you know, Asia, if the police go to him, they would describe him as tall, skinny, maybe short, but black as the race. Before that ethnicity comes in, he'll be in jail already. He'll be sentenced as a black man already.
And that's what happened. That's what happened in America.
To be in America and he does something, they will describe him as a black man. Because even mixed people, like look at Zendaya, guys. You know who Zendaya is. Look at Meghan Markle. To me, they are white, but they are seen as black women. And for him to just come out and say, oh, you guys, me, I'm not black, I'm just Somali. Like, come on. Like, we should not even force people to be who they don't want to be. If he feels Somali, it's his opinion, he's entitled to it, but the world will treat him different. And then he goes on about how, you know, Somalis have different cultures, but then the culture he's talking about is the Arab culture, with the religion, with the language, with the food, with the language, with the clothing. Most of the things they have, they were colonized by Arabs. So he could just come out and say, oh, I am not black, I am Arab. Because the culture he has and is talking about is mostly the Arab culture. And then he gives us the examples of the Egyptians or Moroccans, like, are they black? Excuse me, the moment you leave your African countries and you go outside Africa, you're seen as a black woman, as a black man. I learned that myself when I left Uganda. I learned that I was a black person. And I think these people say that because they don't want to be associated with the African American people, because they consider and they are seen as just black, because most of their cultures and where they come from was stripped off of them by the colonization, which we all know. So they are just seen as black. And so I feel like these Somalis people, or let's say Northern African people, don't want to be seen as black because they feel they will be associated by these people from America, the black American people. And it just doesn't make sense to me, because at the end of the day, we are still treated the same way, whether you're from Asia, you're dark skinned, like you were saying,
exactly.
It's the Indian man who is dark skinned.
Exactly.
Still considered a black man. Yes, he is. And that's why you never see black Indians on their televisions playing movies or being romanticized. That's why you never see dark, black Arabs on TV stations, on TV adverts. They are never shown. The fact is, there's too much colorism in the world. But at the end of the day, you want to distance yourselves from being black, but when it comes to benefiting Africa or black people, then that's when you want to be proud to be black. I'm not saying all of you, it's just ridiculous sometimes. And then the thing is, Africa is developing, Africa is growing, and I'm pretty much sure when Africa reaches a time where we as black people, we as Africans all over the world, because I see you the same, we are the same, though we are different, we are going to develop and grow, and you guys from Northern Africa or you Somalis will come out and they will want to be proud to be black. You don't want to be called black because everything bad is put on black people. Everything negative is on black skin. The religions portray black as the devil. So for you, when it comes to black, you're like, no, I'm just Somali. I'm actually Somali, but I have Arab culture, and I'm different because of that. And then you say, we are not like these who are actually black. What do you mean by that concept? You mean for you, you think because you're light-skinned, you're not black? It's us who are dark that should be black. Okay, who are you? Because you have to have a race. You have to have a race, you have to have an ethnicity. Like the guy say, just because you sleep in a garage, it doesn't mean you're a car. In this world that we live in, you're seen as a black man and you'll be punished as one. The judiciary will treat you as one. Your kids will be treated as one. So that's something for you to accept. Whether you say Somali, which is okay, because you have the entitlement to be, it's your right. But at the end of the day, the world will teach you otherwise. Like, guys, come on! Come on! Guys, tell me what you think about this. Where's the confusion? Is it because black is a bad thing?
She's
that they don't want to
right.
be seen as one, or they just in denial, they just want to be Arabs? But it's okay. It's okay for someone to come out and be proud of who they are. So you're Somali, and instead of saying I'm a proud Arab, you don't want to be called black, and then you're praising the Arab culture that you actually have. You're acting like you were never colonized by the Arabs. Like the culture you have is Arab culture. It's less yours, it's more Arab. So, I don't know, guys. Tell me what you think.
And it's funny because if they was in Libya in some Arab countries, they would be seen as black. Heck, they might even put them as slaves. Shoot, modern day slaves. But anyway, check this video out. This is Somalians.
It's not only about Levan, it's about every single one of you. Okay? Are we Abid? Are you guys Sharmutas? Are you guys Sharmutas? No! Does your money matter? Yes! Do you work hard for your money? Yes! Does Walmart disrespect you? No! Who are they? What Muslimin?
I want they had to do that because you don't have nothing. Everything is fake. It's made. Bring the lady you said you know how. Bring the guy you said that we put him in jail. Where is he? Show me who's happening with. What's happening with you?
Somali woman doing that?
We are not Abid. We are not Abid. Are we Abid? No. Are you guys Sharmutas? No. Are you guys Abid? No. Did you work hard for your money? Yes. What do you deserve? No. What do you deserve? Respect. What are you demanding? Respect. Are we Hamas? No. Are we Bilal? No. Can an Arab disrespect you? No. Are you paying? No.
Notice is Arab. It's Arab did this to them. Arab. But they're Arab though. Okay. Watch this. This is in Columbus, Ohio. Somalians and Arabs. Which Arab though, right? Which Arab though, right? You get in a fight with Arabs. They really mind who you are. These Somalians.
This is one thing. One life. If something don't be racist, y'all like black? We not racist. You are racist. Who racist? You are racist. I ain't racist. I'm black. I like white and black, nigga. I'm the type of nigga that north your ass south, bitch. What are you talking about? Camera or not, nigga? No, what are you talking about? I take that phone. This is what it's black power. It's not when it get lost. Nigga, black power get lost, nigga. Nobody touch my don't touch. Anybody touch, they gonna put them to sleep. Anybody touch, they go to bed. You on night on this bed.
Is a Leonardo beater. So that was interesting, right? But they not black, but as you see, they got to fight with some Arab American store owners, right? But they black, right? But they ain't black. But they claim that they ain't black. But what was the audience saying? You don't take black people's money, and you see all the women in their hijabs speaking English and they native Somalian. But they're not African. But they're not black. Some of them not black. But they got treated like they were black. My question is, the Somalians been here since the early 90s, right after the Civil War. You mean, and this was in Ohio, that not one Somalian couldn't have their own store, so they wouldn't have to put up with the Arabs buying their product and mistreating them. But yet, if they was if they went down their own country, they probably got their head knocked in if they was in one of the Arab countries. Them Arabs don't play that shit. You know, but it's funny how, and then you see it's like the black American was kind of coming to their aid. Start coming at dude. But yet they're not black. But that Arab kind of remind them about that. But yeah, that was here in Ohio. But I just think that was kind of strange that they say stuff like that. That they're not a part of us, but yet they're being treated like us. And that shows you a couple stories where they are being treated like black. So that's what you are seeing here for the ones who let's just say for the ones who don't claim that they're black. They don't care about your nationality, like the woman was saying. They see you as black when they first see you. They ain't got time to ain't too many people in America distinguish when it comes to skin color. What the many nationalities are in the skin color. When they see a color, that's what they see it. If it's an Arab, just like she said, if it's an Arab, they're gonna call him out. If it's an East Indian Asian, they're gonna call him out. And that's the truth. What Ms. Boulay was saying was she was right. But I don't know where they think that they gotta be. They different. Like no. Who told you that? Well, you get the different treatment, all right. But yeah, that's crazy. But I just thought I'd play this video. But it's particularly with individuals that come out of these communities like that. Like I said, it's not directed at all immigrants, but the ones who got that mindset. Like you better than us. No, bruh. We in the same boat. we in the same boat. And if you piss a white person off here, they're gonna call you the N-word. Just like they call us. Because why? They see black. If you really make them angry, that's what they're gonna call you out your name. And that's a fact. I don't know why some people get like that. But yeah. I want to show you something else, but yeah, it's crazy, man. They don't know, they better ask somebody. But I just thought that, for someone to make a TikTok video like that, and fine, it's like the woman said, you don't want it, that's fine. But you're going to find out the hard way. Because some of these other nationalities, and if you go to China, they're going to treat you the same way. You go to Ukraine or Poland, we're not black. You go to certain places in Latin America, we're not black. Oh, they're going to treat you like you're black. You go to some place in India, they're going to treat you, Northern India, they're going to treat you like you're black. So, don't get so puffed up. That's what I'm saying. When it comes, this America and some parts of the world has a totem pole mentality. They see skin color. They ain't got time. They don't sit down and break down the different nationalities. Because when you go into these countries, they don't know what you are. Oh, they see you as an immigrant. Then they got a stereotype. If you feel like you're taking away or taking something out of them, they turn prejudice. Just like some places, people in America, same doggone way. But yeah, that's just crazy, man. I had another video I want to show you that hey, they think the grass is greener on the other side, and they know that they would. If they went to the Arab world, man, who knows how to be treated over there? You want to be Arab so much, How come you're not over in Libya, Lebanon, and all them other places? Because you know, they know. It's funny how, you know, people come, like it's and like he's and I'm kind of glad that there's some black people come. Like, how you gonna come over here and have your butt on your shoulders? Like, I had someone say that to me one time, and they have no idea what Black Americans went through and the sacrifice for them to come over here. And to do that to any group of people is kind of an insult. And really, and then while they kind of sucking up, trying to think they're gonna get above, you got another group of people that's trying to take you down. And then and notice that in America, they got relatives that still want to come over. They want to come over here. They don't want them over here.
We didn't have a great way to get a company-centric message out to our employees. Once we implemented Paylocity, community changed the game.
As a Black American, you are missing the point. Black Americans are not recruiting immigrants. We are a specific ethnicity with our own culture, with our own lifestyle, with our own history, with our own story. We are not trying to recruit or graft anybody into our ethnicity. You are missing the point. What we are saying to you is that when you come to the United States of America, you're either going to be black or white. So if you come from Africa and you look like an African, you're going to be black. No, you are not going to be a Black American. We are the eminent and distinguished black people of America. So we have enough deadbeats already. So we don't need any more deadbeats and cowards and runners and people like that. That is not what we're saying. We're saying that when you come here and say you're not black, it's like a dig at Black Americans. I'm not like those black people. No, you absolutely are not like us, but you are black. Black people didn't make you black. Everywhere in the world y'all go, they call you black. But you only have a problem with it when you come to the United States of America. We don't need you in our ethnicity. There are tens of millions of us. We are a country within a country. We have a common culture. We have a common history. We have a common lineage. So we're not really trying to graft anybody into our lineage. We're just trying to make it clear to you that you don't get to come here and redefine who everybody is. Now this Somali guy tweaked my interest. He was the one that came on TikTok proclaiming not to be black as if somebody was forcing him to be black. So I decided to do some research. So I'm going to start with this. Because first of all, we don't even know anything about Somalia. Black Americans didn't know anything about Somalia. We know about many of the African countries. We know about West Africa because many of us came from that part of the world during the slave trade. We know about Ethiopia. We know about Kenya because they're outstanding. We know that the Ugandans can at least win a foot race in a marathon. Nobody knows anything about the Somalis because you haven't accomplished anything. Iman, who is the most beautiful Somali that we know, that's when we found out about Somalia for most of us. Most of us did not know anything about Somalia and didn't care. You see, that's where we were with it. And then Iman, who became a supermodel in America after Black American women opened up that industry. Let's be really clear. Black American women opened up the fashion industry so that these African models who are coming in now would have a chance. But Iman was the first supermodel coming out of Africa, and she is of Somali descent. And guess what she says? Ever so often, Iman will come out and say, in her country, she is not considered beautiful. This beautiful woman is not considered beautiful in Somalia because she doesn't look like a white woman. Let's call it what it is. She is the most beautiful, exquisite thing to come out of Somalia. And yet she tells us on a regular basis that they don't think she's beautiful. So you Somali people have an identity problem. Now somebody in my comment section from Somaliland, which is different from Somalia, had this to say. Laban 7787 says, you are now finally witnessing what we, actual native Black Kushite Somali people, have been dealing with. People from Somalia are not even Somali. They appropriate that due to our similarity in language. Only people from Somaliland can claim to be Somali, hence the name Land of Somal. And we consider ourselves unapologetically Black. We have nothing to do with Arabs. These people from Somalia are a lost cause, Somaliland patriot. Now, this is a person from Somaliland, and he's saying actual Somalis are Black Kushites. They are not Arabs.
Amid global market volatility, stock market losses, and rising inflation.
When I Googled the original people of Somaliland, this is what I got. Notice the nose, the lips, the skin tone, the attire, and the hair. This is not an Arab. This is an African person. Let's take a walk down African ethnicities and see what we find. So on the screen are Somali elders. This is what Somalis look like. In modern day time, the real Somalis, this is what they look like. Well, let me put it like this. This is what they say they look like. This is what they have on the World Wide Web, saying that this is what Somali elders look like. And let us remember that Somalia and Somaliland are in East Africa. They try to make a big difference between themselves and West Africans. And there are some differences, but there are also similarities. Here are two elders of the West African country of Mali. Here are two elders of the East African country of Ethiopia. Here are two elders of the West African country, Niger. Now we have representatives here from East Africa and West Africa. These are four of the elders. These are the basic looks of the original people of those lands. Now all these other folks that have been mixed with these other races of people running around here, flouncing around, trying to make themselves important because they've been mixed with a non-Black people, are just flossing and flexing and trying to make something out of being lighter skinned than somebody else. This is what the people look like. Now this is just four people, which represents four tribes. Africans are very diverse in their looks, but these are Black people right here. These are Black people with different features. Just because your nose might be keener than somebody else's, which only suggests that you really aren't getting enough air, does not mean that you are less African because somebody else has a broader nose where they can actually get better air. So what I'm saying is that Don't come to us with this bullshit. We know you've been mixed. That's fine. Black Americans have been mixed with Europeans, but that does not make us European. It does not make us white. And it's really, black and white probably are social constructs, but that is what America uses to define the two major groups of people in the United States, the black people and the white people. And everybody who comes to the United States of America needs to understand this country was built by two groups of people, black people and white people. The indigenous people that we call Indians were not building the country, they were fighting for their land, which they lost. But black people have been here from the beginning. We did not come here as black people. We came here as different tribes of Africa. But blackness was imposed on us. And so we ride with it like that. Because at the end of the day, it's not that big of a deal for most of us. Now, that's the long and the short of it in America. If you weren't here when this country was being built, you ain't got nothing to really say about anything. Because remember, America tried to keep you out. If you are a non-white person, America went to extraordinary lengths to keep you out.
Right.
So if you force your way in, then you have to live with the country like it is. Every black American with a modicum of common sense understands what Africans say when they say they're not black. We get it. We weren't black either. We were Ashanti, we were Igbo, we were Mandinka, we were Akan, we were Ewe, we were all different tribes just like you are. But when we came here, they took that away from us. So we get it when you say you're not black. We are not trying to graft you into our ethnicity. We are a unique and exceptional group of black people who built a civilization from the ground up. So we're really not trying to graft you into it. But what we're trying to tell you is when you come here, you act just like everybody else. Take a cue from the Europeans. When they come to the United States, they don't come over here saying, I'm not white, I'm not white. They don't consider themselves white either. They consider themselves French or Russian or Polish or Italian, but they don't come over here trying to throw off on white people because they know what that's going to get them. They are respectful, is what I'm trying to say. But they identify with their country just like you identify with your country or your tribe. So you can show the same respect. You're not more important than the other immigrants that come to the United States. Asians come here. They don't come over here saying, I'm not Asian, I'm not Asian, I'm a Vietnamese, I'm a Japanese. They fight amongst themselves, but they show respect to the group, and that's what you need to do. And some Haitian people came on my page. We're not trying to recruit Haitians, we're not trying to recruit Somalis, we're not trying to recruit Jamaicans, even though if I was going to recruit somebody, the Jamaicans would be one group that I would look at because at least Jamaicans are competitive. We are not trying to recruit you. When we say you're black, we are not trying to recruit you. We're saying to you that when you come to the United States of America, we are not going to get caught up in your tribalism. We're not going to get caught up in, well, I'm from such and such a place. And what we're saying is we don't care. We don't care because we are the ish in the United States, not you. Black Americans are the ish in the United States. Not the Somalis, not the Dominicans, not the Puerto Ricans, not the wherever you came from. We are it in America. It's the black people and the white people. And we are it. So don't play the game with us, and we won't play the game with you. We don't want you. We're not trying to recruit you. We are a specific and unique ethnic group within ourselves. And we are tens of millions strong. And we have enough weaklings already. So we don't need any more weaklings. So don't get it twisted. What we're saying to you is, you are black and we are not concerned about your tribalism. Let me just remind you, black Americans didn't make you black. You are black everywhere you go. So don't come over here with this lie about all those black Americans are trying to make us black. No, 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 no. You are black when you go to China and you're not wanted anywhere. That's something else you need to understand. You're not wanted in anybody's country. Look how they treated you when you went to Ukraine, when you go to China, when you go to United Arab Emirates. We get treated like Americans. You get treated like black people. So let's not get this twisted. Let's get everything straight and on the, out in the open so we can better understand each other. We don't want your tribalism. We're not interested in that. We have advanced beyond that. So let's just understand each other and keep it moving, okay? All right.
And she could have said it better yet. And I've come across some people that got that kind of mindset. And I said, just watch. They don't get their wake-up call. The ones that think that they're better than us. They're going to get their wake-up call. Trust me. You're going to come across somebody that's, they're going to remind you who you is when you get that stinking attitude. The ones who do. But yeah, that's just crazy, man. But that goes to show you. And she's right. If that was the case, then why, if you claiming something, why you not with those people that are part of you? Why are you not, if you, that young man, why are you not in part, why did your parents didn't go to the places where they're part Arab? Why did they not go? They got some countries in the Arab world that were pretty nice. I mean, you go to Saudi Arabia. I mean, just in there's certain places in the Arab world. Trust me, they're not all worn down or torn down. But yet, you try to come over to America and England and different places and set yourself apart. No, bro. No, and just like the one video shows you, but look what happened to the guy who was a cop. They ain't distinguished who was he Somali. They saw a black man, and they convicted him like a black man in the justice system. So I hope this video kind of wakes some people up and gets you to think. Yeah, whether you like it or not, once you got the skin tone and the similar features, you us, bro. You us. No matter what part of the Black Diaspora you are, you part of us. You making these other nationalities pissed off. They call you the same name they call us. That's a fact. They call you a monkey. They call monkey. Fact. So something to think about. So you can set yourself apart all you want to, but in the main and with the 90% of out of the 90% of Caucasians around, you're gonna get reminded some way or the other. Alright then, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed this video. Like and subscribe, and hey, talk to the one, and if someone in your family talk like that, set the record straight. What's really going on? Because it's different over here if they haven't learned already. Okay. Be blessed.